Gotcha. Come on. This one took to the air. Alright, I'm back here at the pond. I'm going to throw this little swim bait. This is not one of my usual swim baits. It's just something it was leftover from another lure that I had in my bag. Figured I'd try it. I caught a couple of bluegills on it the other day, so we're going to give it a shot again. Maybe we'll try the Ned Rig too, and just see what's out here this evening. Haven't gotten any music since then. But before I move, I'm just going to try the Ned Rig a few times. Gotcha. Come on. This one took to the air. There we go. Little largemouth. Got him good. All right. To the side of the face. Come on. Got it out. That's a little one. He's very angry. You caught some air on that one. Okay, little angry guy. Got really airborne. He looks bigger when I shove his mouth in the camera. But these little ones are a fun size to catch as they fight like they think they can win. Let's get you back in. There we go. And yeah, he really tangled up my Ned Rig. So how does the Ned Rig work? Well, it's just a small worm on a jig head, but typical jig head use are these flat-headed ones, so when they land on the bottom they tend to stand up. And the most popular kind of lure on it is one of these little 3-inch, looks like a cut-off piece of a larger worm bait, but these are called TRD or finesse worms. The main manufacturer that makes them, Z-Man, they make them out of a special plastic that's very, very stretchy and also more buoyant, so it helps it stand up straight. And usually use a straight hook that would go through the middle and then just come out like on a normal jig head. But I've got these ones with EWG or extra wide gap hooks so that I can rig it weedless. So that I put the hook through the front, up through the body of the lure, and I can just have it rest along the top, or just hook the very, very tip onto a little piece of plastic, and that keeps it nice and weedless and doesn't catch on as many things. I kind of like doing it this way. There's lots of things to snag on down here, and all you got to do is when they pick it up, you got to give it a good hook set to pop the hook point out of the plastic and get it set, and it's all good. You usually go nice and slow with it. You just make it hop along the bottom a little bit, and you drag it slowly. You can actually fish them like a swim bait, go a little bit faster and just have it kind of swim through the water. That works too. But usually you get more action just slowly hopping it, and even just like letting it sit there. Just the way it stands up and kind of gradually just slowly waggles in the water. It makes it oh, somebody's hitting me. Nope. I hit it a couple of times, they did not take it. But yeah, it'll the way it just stands up, and the little bit of current will make the tail wiggle a little bit, and it's very enticing to the fish. And you see, this guy is definitely hitting it because he almost pulled the plastic off. So I don't think he really had it all the way in his mouth, but he had enough of it that it was coming out. And you see, This, well, I can show you how you rig it now, because you just put it through the nose like that. You got to find that point where it should come through. There's actually a hole where it was before. This one's getting a little torn up now. You just push it all the way through. All the way through the plastic, get it nice and straight, or as straight as you can, so that the hook is just sitting on the plastic. You can fish it like this, or if you want be a little bit more comfortable, you push it forward a little bit and just get the very point of the hook under the skin of the lure and make it completely weedless. And when a fish hits it, the lure kind of collapses, the hook point comes out, and you probably have to reset it. But after doing that a bunch of times, the lure will start to get a little torn up and you'll have to replace it. But these Elastec is the material they call it, is actually pretty durable, and they last a lot longer than you think they will. Oops, somebody hit me. Gotcha. There we go. Not a very big one. And he was coming right for... Oh, look at that. I caught a bluegill on a Ned rig. You're an awfully ambitious bluegill. Wow. Really ambitious for a bluegill. Usually, bluegills will not go for something this big. Come on. These hooks have a good point on them, so they're kind of hard to get out sometimes. Try to get out without hurting you too much. There we go, bluegill on a Ned rig. How about that? One bluegill on a Ned rig. This is a very hungry bluegill. How he got that big lure in his tiny mouth, I don't know. Let's get you back in. Now I gotta reset this hook. Usually you'll screen out bluegills with this because they're not really, and they'll attack it, but they're not really big enough to swallow it all the way. That one hit it just right that I was able to nab him. Usually these are made more for bass, where bass can just inhale the whole thing. I really twisted this one up. Have to get a new Ned out of my... Yeah, this is all torn up now. Have to get a new Ned out of my bag. There we go. This color's been good to me. Mud minnow color. It's kind of pearl on one side, black on the other. See, and that's all they are. You can fish these with, like, take a regular Senko and just cut it in half and use that. But if you get these Z-Man Elastec ones, they work a little better because they float and it helps them stand up. Helps them stand up in the water, which is all the effect. Most of the effect of that lure. Just standing up with the tail kind of wiggling in the current. That's what does most of the work. Alright, well, now you get to see how I rig this. You got to kind of find the front. You know, it almost doesn't matter which end you use. The front, the narrow end is usually the back. With these, we usually have like little dots on it, and the front will be more striped, but if you get it kind of backwards, it's not really that big a deal. You got to make sure that the white side is down so it mimics a fish. So I'm going to stick the hook through this way, put the point right down the middle, get the point in, turn it so it comes out about a 1/4 inch or so down, thread it all the way up to the jig head and flip it over. You see it kind of sits in that little notch there, real nice against the jig head. Now you kind of go and see where the hook needs to come through the lure. Hold your thumb there and just push it through the body right in that spot. Takes a little work to get it through sometimes. Just try and get it as straight as you can. That's pretty good. And there's always going to be some little kink in the tail, but that's okay. And now we're just going to push this forward and hook the very tip of the hook. Hook the very tip of the hook under the skin. I'm actually going to do that a little bit better. You want to do it just barely so that it pops out, and you can just run your finger over it like that without getting stabbed. And that means that makes this nice and weedless. When the fish bites it, it'll push down usually about there. Hook will pop out. You give it a good yank, and the hook will set. Real nice. So there you go. That's our Ned rig, or weedless Ned rig, which is my preferred style of Ned rigging. The open hook ones work really well. Just I don't like using them in places where there's lots of snags. Alright, this is a open hook. So it may get stuck on things, but you tend to use this as a moving bait where it just kind of floats along, or glides along above the bottom, rather than bouncing along the bottom. So it's less of a problem. Alright, I'm going to try throwing our swim bait over here a couple of times. See if we can get something else before it gets dark. Oh. Oh, got something. Oh, he took that real light. I almost didn't feel that. That's a nice crappie for that light a hit. There we go. There we go. It's a nice sized crappie. Look at him. Good, good, good. All right, here we go. It's a nice white crappie. You can really see the colors on them. Real nice. Let's get you back in. He went for the little orange swim bait. Gotcha. Come on in. Right by the bank. Wiggling around a lot. That's another largemouth bass. Little guy. Both flipped them. Suck that down. Oops. Hold still. There we go. Ooh. Just skin hooked him in the top of the mouth. Like the barb is the only thing that's holding that in there. There we go. Another little guy. Not quite as angry as the first one, but fish is a fish. Alright, so we got a couple on the little swim bait. We got a couple on the Ned rig. Doing good. Let's get you back in the water. And what time is it? Yeah, we're just about out of time. So I'm going to call it here. As always, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and keep fishing. See you next time.